all 9 are in, Cape Verde being one of them. The other 8 teams are all teams that we are used to and have seen in this before. So Ghana, Ivory Coast, Morocco, who we had talked about last time, Senegal, Tunisia, Algeria. The big drama on the final week was South Africa, who we had talked about. They were docked points for playing an ineligible player over a year ago in a moment where the other team was like, actually don't dock them points because like it was 2 yellow cards over a course of time. No one knew. That's chaos. This is all a problem for CAF because this has happened many times and they're not able to organize it. It still happened to South Africa. And yet, coming into this week, they controlled their own destiny. Win their 2 games, and they are going to the World Cup. At a minimum, they were going to the playoff. They came out and they tied Zimbabwe, who were the worst team in the group in game 1, and lost control of their destiny. So they went into the final day needing Nigeria to beat Rwanda and then needing Nigeria to beat Benin and needing to go beat Rwanda themselves. Both of those things happened at the simultaneous time. South Africa won 3-0 and Nigeria won 3-0. Now, Nigeria ended up winning, jumping into second place and qualifying for the playoffs, which was why Nigeria had a lot to play for. But for South Africa, it was like, we called it in our group chat with Keon, one of our coworkers who's South African, we called it the reverse Kuva, that it all went for him at the final time. And you're doing the like, I'm watching multiple screens, I've got FOTMob up, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And it literally all went South Africa's way for them to qualify, which I would say of the teams I just named that we've seen in the World Cup, outside of Ivory Coast, they've all been in more often and they've had success. And South Africa, it's been a little while. It's been since 2010 when they hosted it that they've been in the World Cup. So it's a really cool moment for one of the big nations. They had an unreal AFCON last year, and we have another AFCON coming up in December. So a chance for like all these teams to test themselves a little bit more. And we are going to be doing a segment here about our favorite moments in the World Cup. And I do think that today is fitting one to talk about the 2010 World Cup, which was the first ever World Cup in Africa. And the opening game, of course, was South Africa at home against Mexico. Sifiwe Shabalala scored the opening goal, which put them up 1-0. And the famous call is a goal for South Africa, a goal for all of Africa. I literally have chills thinking about it. And it's one of the great goals. Like, ball is just blasted into the top corner at full speed and the building goes nuts. And it's like, I remember where I was watching that game. Mm-hmm. I was in South Street Seaport at a watch party that I think Adidas hosted. And it's just like, that kicked off that World Cup. And you were like, this is the first ever World Cup in Africa. What's it going to be like? And that's probably South Africa's greatest World Cup moment. And I think it's one of the great moments all time in World Cup history. And now South Africa is back. So the Bafana are back on the menu.
Let's go. Oh, that is exciting. I love that. Love it.